people, sing out this week with me. Good God almighty, what a day it has been. We got the werebear. We got the werebear, man. That's all we wanted in WoW. That's it. I'm done, man. I could quit happy. I could quit happy with the werebear. I could quit happy. It's just all I wanted to see at BlizzCon was the werebear. Once I saw it, I was like, mine. And you know, I thought, part of me thought, I haven't even like done anything with my druid. I don't even think my druid was capped at the time. I just was like, I just want the werebear. Today we got it, man. Today we got it. We kicked some ass and we got the fucking werebear in the net. All good, man. And thank you so much to all of you joining me on a Friday and finishing it out, but we're not finished yet. So, web show tomorrow. Emma's here in like 3 hours or 4 hours. Emma's going to be streaming with you guys. It's PreachCon next week. Next fucking week it's happening. It's actually happening. And that means that all next week there's people traveling to here to have just a big party. And it's a lot of you guys right here. How many of you in the chat right now are going to be with me holding hands and cuddling within 6 days? 6 days time you'll be cuddling with me and sharing a beer. We will be streaming the evening show. But all the other stuff during the day, guests only. Guests only, man. Guests only. It's only for those people who come down, man. Yeah. Not me. Feels bad, man. I'm there with bells on, all the cuddles. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. It's always just a fun time. So I can't wait. I'm super hype. I'm super hyped for it. But today, we've got a theme to the show. Scammers, man. Fucking scammers, though. Scamming you all the time. Good God almighty. Across the globe, the girls are getting scammers. The boys are getting scammers. There's just scammers all day. It's all the scamming going down, and I can't wait. I'm excited for it. We're going to have some scamming going on today. Yeah. All the scams. Can I be a girl? Please, promise? Can you give me to be a girl? Maybe. We'll see. Where's all my... There we go. Excellent. Thank you, waifu. All right. Awesome, people. Let's have some drama. Let's start with... Turkish... You guys are going to get me in so much trouble. So much trouble. We're starting with Turkish scammers. Right, the name's going to come through the story. So, I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, it's Turkey. We got anybody from Team Turkey here? We got Team Turkey. Yeah, Turkish Delight. It's all good. All right. Before I start a story, I want to say that I am a 25-year-old man. Right? Our man's got pubes. Our man has officially got pubes. This story, though, is from when I was a wee 14 or 15-year-old. You could choose to share this with the chat, which I obviously did, to set the scene, or leave that a mystery for them to guess. Now, the issue we have, author and prospective authors and past authors will tell you, is if we leave it to the chat to guess, chat is going to guess fake. And that's it. There's no ifs, ands, buts, right? There's no possibility that 12 years after the event, you might have made an error. It's just fake. And that's it. So, there you go. And gay, of course. Got to put that in there. It's all the things, ticking all the boxes. Oh, yeah. There you go. So, I try not to let this wonderful audience guess too much, because it just goes in a downward spiral, and before you know it, there's emotes being spammed non-stop, and then we're in a bad time. Anyway, all right. Hello, Preacher, and hello, Ghosty. Emma, Tiny Preach 1, Tiny Preach 2, Doggo Preach, and of course the lovely chat, aka the Cook Nation. Brackets, I hope they flame me because I don't give a shit. Wow. Doesn't care. Our man doesn't care. I'm writing to you from Team USA. Send help, please. I thought you guys were all right now in America, right? Once you fixed all that fake news. Embracing it. I like all the subs embrace it. I will be a part of this. Last I heard, according to Fox News, everything was fine. I don't know what you're talking about. I am from the sunny state of California, but I was originally from Team Turkey. Definitely send help, please. I've been a long-time watcher of your vids from WoW, as well as Drama Time. Living and working in the opposite ends of the San Francisco Bay Area now means I get to do a lot of driving and spend lots of time in traffic, so I often tune into Drama Time on my mobile, plug it into the car stereo, and have me some giggles, and make drivers around me very nervous that I might suddenly go on a traffic madness-induced rampage. On that note, can we get an F for SoundCloud? That's a pisser, isn't it? I only just sorted all that fucking crap out. Fucking cooked. Totally cooked. What? SoundCloud's shutting down, it looks like. I spent a whole weekend sorting that fucking shit out. God damn it, man. Fucking hell. Let's hope they pull it out. Let's hope they take one for the team. What a fucking bastard. I fucking paid them and everything. Fucking bastards. Anyway. During one of these drives home, I listened to an older Drama Time episode from the WOD Times about a Greek lad who claimed to hold the title of Master Scammer after scamming 11 whole guilds on a vanilla private server. I am here, preacher, as a proud Turk to demand satisfaction. To tell that gorilla of a man Greek to eat shit, because like everything else in these matters, a Turk is about to win. Now, if you're going to bring your national wars to Drama Time, we are in full support. Nothing wrong with a bit of friendly banter. Perhaps we could settle it over a game of cricket and crumpets, all right? but Drama Time is better than fighting. Although we will pick a side. That's all I'm going to say. I discovered WoW. Excuse me. I discovered WoW about a year or two after the game's release. Before that, I had been a huge fan of Warcraft 3, and the same friend who introduced me to Warcraft 3 also introduced me to WoW. He let me play on his account for a little bit to get a feel for the game, and told me I could create a trial account to see if it was something I'd want to play. He knew, of course. He knew. As soon as he buggered off, I made a trial account instantly and was hooked. I couldn't believe my eyes. A world that previously I'd only seen from afar in an isometric view was now up close to me. I was one of those little units that I'd previously controlled, and it felt so cool to be so immersed in the world. No other game nor any expansion of WoW was able to capture the excitement I felt when I first booted it up and loaded into the starting character in Teldrassil. The only one that ever came close. And we're about to see an insight into our man's mentality. Bear it in mind. Was Wrath of the Lich King, where I took the boat to Howling Fjord for the first time, and that spine-chilling violin melody started right as the boat turned out of the canyon and into the majesty of the fjord. Howling Fjord?
More like Howling Board. Am I right, player? Am I right? Tweet at me, bitches. You know a player when you see one.
Howling Fjord, though. Comparable to when you first boot up World of Warcraft ever. No. 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 Howling Fjord is my favourite zone. You can fuck right off. A quick anecdote here. I proposed to my girlfriend in Iceland this past spring. We were walking through some of the great waterfalls in the south of the island. Try hard, man. Do you want, I know. Do you want to know I proposed to Emma with a fucking recipe for a sandwich. Side note, Emma made me a sandwich this week, didn't she, Andy?
Dunno.
She did. And she made me a sandwich in a way I have never experienced a sandwich in my life.
Don't even fucking... She tried
to start a new mater.
Yeah.
And she did not. Emma took the middle of the sandwich, the ingredients, microwaved them.
Cheese and ham.
And then put them on cold bread.
And then was pissed off that you thought it was weird.
To create what I can only describe as a grease
Witch.
bread thing. So I had a hot middle cold sandwich. and looked befuddled. Befuddled, I tell you, audience. Befuddled that I was confused and tasted it and thought, well, this is bizarrely slimy. Anyway, so we went to Iceland and went into some caves, and I proposed to her in front of the waterfall. For those in chat calling bamboozle, I have Bluetooth headphones on my fiancé nose and has accepted the fact that I'm a major nerd, so she didn't question me playing the music. Yeah, that's... Anyways, the story is about how one day, while playing around on different tunes, I discovered...
Anal.
E. P.
So anal.
And realised that I could make some gold on nerd power. Now, this is not something that I am proud of. It's very important you remember that. I am not proud of this. But this is drama time. And pride be fucking with you. So you need to get over that shit. I've come to realise that I have some stories to tell, Preacher. One day on one of my trial accounts, I decided to try out the druid class. I went to the character select screen, as you would. Decided to make a lady druid because they had facial tattoos that were naturey. Well, that does fit the RP theme, doesn't it? I suppose. Sure. And I felt it was a good fit. I figured I'd be shapeshifted most of the times anyways. So what did my character visually need to look like? Not much. So I'm minding my own business, going about questing, killing spooky spiders, keeping the pig and cat population in check, picking flowers because the chick by the lake hurt her ankle and it hurts to walk. I'm putting on the quest reward gear as I get them. But I come to find that the female versions of this armor, very, very slutty. It seems like while the male version of these rewards aim for providing flexibility while traversing the woods, the aim of the woman's is to put them on the cover of some tree bark nudie magazine. I would love to see Night Elf Weekly. Mature version, of course. I want to see some really old elf vag. That's what I'm after. Some real saggy elven boobs. You know, buy like a star pond or some shit. You know, with some fairy fucking fluttery toss around it. Something like that. Some leaves and stuff. Sounds pretty good to me. And the other Kaldori presumably jerk off to it. But hey, I was shapeshifted, so it wasn't bothering me. However, I found that while questing, I was getting many random whispers. Like, your character is so hot. Oh, damn, you're fine. Oh, the age-old golden piece. The universally accepted come online for the 21st century. Hey, BB. Winky face.
Winky face.
Winky face. I like BB instead of... I assume it's baby. Is that what it's supposed to be?
It is, mate, yeah.
Yeah, it's BB baby. Yeah. Hey, baby. Hey girl. Hey, girl. This was my first encounter with such behaviour, and this experience alone has given me insight into why some women feel the way they do about men. It's not because of the winky face. It's because of the raging boners chasing them constantly. It's like a nightmare. A nightmare, man. A nightmare. Have you seen a guy with a boner? It's just old school rage. Old school. It makes perfect sense. Because let's face it, there are some men out there, not saying anybody in this chat right now, there are some men out there that are bumbling idiots that give the rest of men a bad name. And I would attest to that and stand by my audience as all of us being connoisseurs of the feminine ways. Yeah? Like, as if we are the man of Del Monte to women, as the man from Del Monte is to fruit. That's how we rock and roll. But I digress. I largely ignored these whispers until one of them offered me 50 silver to unequip all my swag and do /dance. I had no money, so I said, all right. Took the money, did a /dance, and was about to walk off when he said, that's it? That's all I get for 50 silver? I mean, dude, that's cash right there. Instantly, a light bulb went off in my head. I says to the young chap, "For 1 gold, I can dance as long as you want, sugar." To which he responded with, "Dance first." Oh, we're negotiating. Classic WoW negotiating tactic. Dance first and I'll give you a gold bit by bit. Sounds like a bamboozle to me. But who's gonna go first, right? There's no contract. Now, I am not a fucking moron. Turkish men know how scams work, even at a young age. I don't know what we're supposed to read into that, like, as an audience to this tale. That's the line our Turkish man has written. I don't know what we're supposed to read into that or whatever. Or maybe it's just a passing comment and we should just let it slide. But apparently, from a very young age, the Turkish men know all about the scams. Okay? So we're all good? Good. I told him to piss off and went about my way questing. 50 silver richer. This did, however, put an idea in my head. There are apparently some seriously bored and desperate teenagers out there who, rather than just Googling porn, where they could see everything on real women, would rather look at Virtual Elf do an animated dance in her undies. So I got bored of questing and figured I could try and do what I did in Teldrassil and Ironforge. I go to the main bridge of Ironforge between the AH and the bank near the entrance to the city. I hop on top of one of the braziers and begin to drop a slash dance and yell what I presumed every boy would want to hear. I am dirty and ready to be pounded. PST me. I thought to myself, as I was stood here on the brazier, I'm a goddamn genius. I'm going to get so rich. After a few moments, I got a whisper. Hey, baby. Winky face. I mean, I'm not sure if we could... I think we might have to put a stop to this hey, BB thing, because I can imagine it's causing a lot of pregnancy. Probably. It's very forthcoming. And I thought...
Full of coming.
I'm just saying. And I think to myself, yep, this works. This works. We whisper back and forth and negotiate a bit. He pays half up front and I write a glorious novella detailing all the horrible, unladylike things my little druid does. One involves getting freaky while shape-shifting, but I don't remember it, so it must have been so horrible that my brain blocked most of it out. After this encounter, I decided I'd be smart to save all the stuff I wrote to macros. So I could just press 1, 2, 3, 4 while sipping my cola and watching TV and collect gold. However, demand for some quality written ERP didn't seem that high. So I wasn't making that much. So I decided maybe it was time to take my scam to the next level and try to do what strippers do. Pretend they're actually into it and so they get more money. Enter my next visitor, a gnome mage by the name of Brendan. Brendan was your typical 15-year-old skater who played WoW. He was uber emo, that was into nerdy stuff, and felt like he was cooler than other nerds, and also more intelligent than the rest of the world. He's the type of guy that'll one-shot you in PvP and proceed to whisper you over the next week about how shit you are. But if you manage to beat him, then he would cry in every public channel about how your class was bullshit, and that you're just some loser nerd. Naturally, he seemed like the type of young lad that played this game a hell of a lot, had a lot of gold, and likely really needed to, you know, empty the rocks once in a while. Me as fuck. You talking about me? So I did exactly that. I did my 1, 2, 3, 4 dirty macro rotation, and the dragon was slain. Afterwards, we were talking for a bit, and I was just doing surface stuff, asking Brendan what he liked outside of WoW, what he did. He decided 20 minutes of small chat was enough to say that I'm not like other girls. Yeah, 20 minutes of conversation, you're just not like other girls. Now, remember, I'm 14 or 15 at the time of this story. So what Brendan said next really made me realise how in the deep I was. He said I'm not really like other girls, and he could see a future with me. Oh, Brendan. Brendan. He's already had the kids, he's bought the house, there's a mortgage involved. You know, he's already, in Brendan's mind, he's already gone past the lovely underwear into the real underwear. And now we're in that world, of real underwear, and nobody wants to be in that world. But Brendan's there, and he's happy. He's a happy man. He's a very happy man. Today, I know that this is what the kids call catfishing, but at the time, I just thought it was a really elaborate scam to get gold to transfer to my character, so I played along. He asked me what my name was, and I had to think of a girl name quickly on the spot. Chat, go. Girl name. You're trying to sound sexy, of course.
Candy.
You can't go with Candy. Candy. My real name is Candy.
Friday.
Well, there you go. Look, Emma, Jennifer, Karen, Candice. Oh, Candice.
Oh, Candice.
Susan Boyle. Nice to meet you, Brendan. My name is Susan Boyle.
Shaniqua.
Our man chose Leslie. Now, I like a Leslie. Leslie's a nice name, but it doesn't give me a boner on the spot. Does Leslie?
Like your mum's mate.
My mum's mate, Leslie. I told him, I'm Leslie, I told him. He said a few other cringy, flirty things, and then went on his way. After paying, of course. Over the next couple of weeks, I would get random gifts from Brendan in my inbox in the form of in-game dresses that he wanted me to wear, or some common novelty items as a joke or something. He messaged back and forth with, Leslie, Bernice. I think Bernard might be better, but it's close. My name's Bernard. And eventually, poor Brendan really, really wanted to see Leslie's MySpace page. Oh, shit. What song's going to play for Leslie when he checks that MySpace page? Probably Foo Fighters. Yeah, it's probably the Foos. At this point, I realized I was getting really too far in. But my maid had recently hit level 40 and Brendan had basically bought me a mount. So I figured I'm keeping this motherfucker going. I told Brendan, I don't have a MySpace page. But he said I should make one so I can express myself properly. So I did. I had to find a believable picture of a girl. Wasn't sure where to find one. I didn't want to just Google or rip some other girl's social media picture because then I would feel bad. Then I remembered earlier that day when I was browsing the interwebs, I had happened across one of those meet singles in your areas ads.
Happened across my ass.
I just happened across the meet singles in your areas ads that you remembered fondly. Right. Right. With a young lady that would have been nice to meet if she was in fact in my area. This is before the day where they could really track you down. Girls in your area. She's in Massachusetts. I took that picture and rolled with it to make my wonderful MySpace profile, along with an email address and everything else a young girl on the team would want. That's a really good question. Okay, suppose we're pretending to be a teen girl and we have to come up with a fake email address. What is it? In modern days, is it like Bieber fan 1684?
Sexy cat. Or kitty. Usually kitty. Something fucking weeboo, isn't it?
Something weeboo. something weeboo. I love dick at gmail.com.
Chief cocksucker.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to work. Evanescence lover 69. Oh my god. Barbie _ girl. Princess Leslie at Gmail. That could work. Princess Leslie. All the directions. Oh shit, I'm timing everybody out. Oh, sorry. Yeah, don't put actual emails in. Oh, cherry bubblegum. That's a good one. Cherry bubblegum. I think I like cum dumpster at Gmail.
Doing the dishes at hotmail.com. Winner.
I don't think you can go with anal slave. Yeah, here's my email address, professional. Imagine a work if I'm anal slave 69 at gmail.com on your CV. It's on my CV. Yeah, just get in contact with me at anal slave 69. No big deal. No, I'm really looking forward to working for your company and representing it. Okay, so we had a fake email address. Brendan seemed satisfied, and he continued his relationship with Leslie. After some time, though, he brought Leslie to talk. He said, I wish I didn't hide this from you, Leslie. But I'm seeing someone else. Brendan!
Classic Brendan.
You rat bastard! Brendan! It turned out Brendan was quite the e-pimp. Brendan was e-dating. I'm seeing someone else. I'm also having ERP with another character in WoW. Who was 35 years old. By the name of Sarah. Sarah was a Floridian lady with a man of her own and that didn't seem too fond of, but also didn't want to leave that man. She was a Wiccan, or at least so she claimed, and was super into weird witchcraft and voodoo shit. Hang on. I'm not au fait with Wiccans, and I now have the Blair Witch Project in my head. Give me a Wiccan image, Google.
They'll give you like a fucking patio chair.
Okay. I don't know, man. So, this is the image we're getting.
Oh, God.
So...
You're not going to get a shag off one of them.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Either that, or they might want to do it on a stone slab with a dagger.
Do you know what that says to me? Massive bush. We laugh. You got it too, didn't you?
I like the idea that that's what you get if that came up in a Rorschach test. It shows you a massive bush. The psychologist is like, what? Not witchcraft or anything? Massive bush? Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing massive bush. That's all I'm seeing. Okay. So she was into witchcraft and voodoo shit. She was hot though. Bastard. Now Sarah didn't like Leslie. And so Leslie didn't like Sarah. Sarah thought Leslie was a stupid slut for talking to her man. Oh my God. Why do you guys get yourselves into these positions? Leslie, who doesn't exist, thought Sarah was a skank getting away with her payday. Brendan thought he was about to score an E3-way. How the fuck does an E3-way work? Is that a Skype call? It sounds like a Skype call. It definitely sounds like a Skype call. I think that's about as far as it gets. After some time, I was starting to find Brendan and Sarah were actually really nice people. But I had to be Leslie. And so I started disliking being Leslie because I wanted to It's a nightmare, isn't it? When your online fake persona gets in the way of you actually talking to people because they have to stay in character. It's tough stuff, man, to manage. So, we're going to have to introduce a new character. I introduced them to Leslie's cousin.
Margaret.
Who she shared an account with. Brendan, Sarah, and I actually hit it off pretty well. We need a name for the cousin. We're going with Stormy. We're going with Stormeria. Cousin Stormeria is here, using my account. Oh, that's excellent. The only problem was that Brendan would keep asking about Leslie whenever Stormeria was around, which made things pretty weird. I would always find a way to dodge it, though. I would say something like, I need Stormeria's voice, one sec.
Stop asking me fucking questions, you twat!
She's in back playing Xbox. Or, she's not here, she went out. Eventually, things escalated. Brendan was becoming more infuriated with Leslie and wanting to hang out with her more. Sarah was PMing me more often and trying to get to know me better and flirting a lot. This eventually escalated to even more animosity between Leslie and Sarah. I feel bad for Leslie in this scenario. She isn't getting in real trouble here. And Leslie had a brilliant plan to help me out. Me being Stomeria. She would start dropping hints that Sarah wasn't good enough for Brendan, and she was better suited for him. Primarily because Sarah was twice Brandon's age, and it was weird and creepy that a 35-year-old was sexting a 15-year-old. Brandon bit. He started to move away from Sarah, and thus I engaged in the weird and creepy acts of sexting with said 35-year-old woman. Eventually, one day, she wanted to get on Skype, saying she had a surprise for me. Lo and behold, when I hop on Skype, there were titties. Good titties, too. 35-year-old titties, but solid titties. I won't go too far into detail, as the details of what happened next are for a mature audience, which is not us. But suffice to say, she got a nice view of the Leaning Tower of Balls with a fireworks show. You did? I don't think you did. I don't think you did. I don't think you whacked it. Not on camera. It's not nice. I can't imagine it's nice. I've never seen a guy jerk off on camera, but it's got to be grim. It's got to be grim. However, the gold and mature titties were not without a price. Brendan was wanting nudes from Leslie and was willing to pay a hefty price for them. At first, I didn't know what to do, so I went to the good old Google and typed in hot busty blonde. Brendan was under the impression that Leslie was a busty gal. And went with the first centerfold picture I found. Leslie sent it to Brendan, a picture of a woman around her mid-20s with pumped-up boobies, wearing fishnets, leaned up against the wall, with professional photography, lighting, and hair done up. "This is you?" Brendan asked. "Yeah," smiley face, responded Leslie. Either Brendan knew the Playboy bunny on the spot, or he was simply smarter than Leslie. Leslie and I had given him credit for, and said, "So you're a porn star?" I was lazy. I needed to send him something more believable. Leslie laughed it off as a joke, and I went to the good old RedTube to find the most amateur porno with the bustiest young girl I could find, which wasn't much of a look. Found one pretty quickly. Changed the photo about, cut out the dick in the shot, and sent it off to Brendan. Shortly after, I see a trade window on my screen. 100 gold.
Hi-oh.
100 gold. My total plunder thus far was approaching about 500 gold from Brendan. You did all this for 500 gold. Oh my God. 500 gold is the total haul. That's all we've got. After all this is 500 fucking gold. Bro. That is not worth even in vanilla. It's still not even an epic mount. We're still miles away. Oh my God. Total plunder thus far was approaching, so it's under 500 gold from Brendan. 5 nudes from Sarah, plus a very impressive video of her showing her snatch in May. Oh, right. I don't know what this means, but you guys can interpret it however you want. Showing a video of her snatch, which may in fact be a gateway to Cthulhu's realm. It's 50-50, it's anyone's guess. It was at this moment that I looked over my plunder and began to reevaluate the choices in my life. I think I've gone wrong somewhere. Now I look back with my 500 gold and images of our 35-year-old Floridian lady who's just having fun online, it seems like. Maybe I've made some mistakes somewhere. Maybe. I was in way too deep, though.
Giggity.
And now there was a third girl introduced. Brendan's IRL girlfriend that he started seeing. A girl by the name of Evil B. Evil B added Brendan on social media and by extension added me as well. Being on one of his friends, recommended friends. Oh God. Evil B also didn't like Leslie, as Leslie apparently was his previous girlfriend. Brendan, please. Brendan, please. Please don't go telling people that the fake girl that you pay gold to dance for on the animated character is your ex-girlfriend. Come on, Brenzy. Come on, Bren. Let's fix this. Let's get over this together, Brendan. It was getting crazy. I've been playing the role of two different people for about 2 or 3 months now, and I'd had enough. I started having Leslie go off on everyone and make everyone hate her and block her and have her have a major breakdown. When Brendan asked, I told him that Leslie had gotten involved with some bad shit at school and had started doing cocaine. Oh my God, Leslie's become a drug addict? Oh my God, what a twist! What a twist! She was moving to Colorado to live with one of our uncles, and that was going to be the end of it. Wow, Jesus Christ. Sweet mother of God. Brendan and I stayed buddies a while for quite a while longer until he eventually quit, and I server transferred to join my younger brother who was on an RP server. Evil B and Brendan broke up sometime after, and she would not stop fucking bugging me on social media, despite me giving every indication of not being interested. I was too nice to just remove her, though, so I put up with random phone calls at 2 in the morning and getting spammed during class for several years. She eventually stopped and life went to normal. Years this went on for? Anyways, this is my long-winded story, and I hope that I proved that sweet grape juice drinks, the Team Greece has nothing on us Turks. I was quite a different person back then, as I went through some very strange stages in my teens before being super awkward and being a colossal dick. Some teasers of other stories, but we'll see how they pay off. Thank you for reading my story, and good day to you all. 500 gold. Years of Fallout. 500 gold. Mother of God. Mother of God. Now, I have to request some solid trust from our audience, from a returning author who you guys were super awesome about last time. So, to put this into context, we have an audience member who has, unfortunately, been diagnosed with a disease that is going to kill him. So, this is genuinely serious. I'm not joking. We've had a story from him before about when he found out about it and the stuff he went through. Our man has accepted it, and he's totally fine with it, and he's having some fun on his way. But we always give a big smiley and a thumbs up, because all we do is try and put a smile on his face. All right? Good luck to you, brother. Good luck to you, brother. Oh, no, not the sad face. Our man is okay with the situation. So I've spoken to him on a number of occasions. All good. But when you get news like that, guy, so you might remember the last time our man had sent his story is when he found out and he tried to break up with his girlfriend without saying anything about why he was breaking up with her. That was the story. Well, that they met through WoW. Now, though, unfortunately, after that, he then made another mistake, of which he now wants to share with us. Not that we hope none of us end up in this situation, but and how this might go wrong. All right? How this might go wrong. So, I need a girl and a raid leader. I need a girl and a raid leader. Let's have... The girl can be Farewell for this time round. And our raid leader will be Cornelius. Cornelius. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. Hello once again, Preacher and Ghosty, if he's haunting off screen.
And namaste, Holmes.
You may remember a few months ago I wrote to you with the story about how I met a wonderful gal in WoW who moved across the country to be with me, whom I broke up with because I found out that I only have about 10 years or so to live, so I could never give her a family. We do remember, sir. Controversially, I didn't tell her why I was leaving her, so chat said mean things about me. You bastards! You did not! No, that's why. That's why you never got a shout out to chat. That's why you never got a shout out. Now don't you feel bad? Yeah, now we know. We did not, Kappa. We would never. No hard feelings. Anyway, sharing more stories with you of these crazy few months as I've got sorted with my situation. I thought that was going to be the most dramatic life could get. But no. This story is a pretty dicey one, Preacher, but you understand the situation. I have faith in my audience, sir. I have faith in my audience, so we're going to have some fun. So I want to throw my hands up in the air and get some more entertainment value of this situation, because obviously it makes me crazy trying to keep it in. It does. Therapeutic, right? Yeah. All right. Something I took away from my time with Hilly, that was her name in your last reading, was that it ignited my desire to not be the lone wolf. I'm not going to be the lone wolf. No, sirree. So despite the breakup being brutal, a short while after, I wanted to put it back out there. The problem, though, there aren't a lot of ladies down with the whole 10 years to live thing. Well, are you using it as your opening line? I don't think you should do that. I'm just saying you might want to... I mean, it needs to be mentioned. I'm just not saying you should put it on like a business card or anything. You know? Say your name first, at least. But we'll see. I wanted to be upfront about my condition, rather than let anyone, you know, be led astray. But even girls who opened with, I don't want kids, and I don't want to get tied down, ran away when I said the situation. Or at very least, they want a guy that they can maybe grow old with. I turned to online dating for a while. It was good that I could outright state in my profile about the condition, and it got me a lot of early sympathy, but very little lasting interest from anyone I gelled with. The main problem with online dating is that Team Australia is a great country. Not intended as a brag, it's a great place to live. With amazing weather, solid unemployment. All right. I said Australia's got solid unemployment. Really the best. Really the best unemployment. Like, simply the best. Amazing weather, solid unemployment and healthcare benefits. So my inbox was filled with women from bleaker, poorer countries, particularly Poland, Romania, Venezuela, and especially Team Philippines. All looking for a nice new man in Australia. Thinking. I'm not gonna lie to you, preacher. I was a little sad, a little bit drunk, so I didn't hate the idea of grabbing me some easy foreign wife for the sake of a bit of company. Before I continue, let me be clear to some other people who might be feeling sad and lonely, who live in good countries. Don't. Don't do it. Don't. It says it in giant capital. I'm going to flash this up. Look how big this don't is. Don't. He really wants you guys to know. No. Just say no. Anyway, I didn't hate the idea. However, I did have some natural trepidation. I didn't know these women, and they'd say anything to get legal access across the border. And this is where World of Warcraft comes in. There was a gal. Her name was Farewell. By sheer chance, we'd raided in the same guilds for the past 6 or 7 years by being in touch with the same groups of people who bounced all over the place. She was pretty great. A good player. Only let down by her terrible Filipino internet and accompanying poverty CRT monitor. Worst part about being in the Philippines? CRT monitors. That is the worst thing. No, name anything else. Like actual poverty, no. It's having a CRT monitor. That's like the worst part of being in the Philippines. And that's no joke. That's just truth right there. That's just spitting. That's spitting hot truth right there. That's education. You know what I mean? Our various guilds went through many years of raiding where at some point in the night we'd hear the disconnect noise on comms, and sure enough, Farewell would stop moving and we'd go, well, there goes Farewell. Wipe it. I hadn't interacted with Farewell too much beyond regular raid talk as several, oh, hi, how's it going? Conversations every time one of us joined the same guild as the other. But when I moved on from the guild in the previous story, she, of course, had an alt in the new guild I joined. Because she was friends with a friend of an officer who was also friends of a friend with one of my friends. A small world situation, right? Anyway, she asked why I disappeared from the last guild. We got to talking, and due to my usual game, in-game, and a lot of booze on my end, the convo got deep real fucking fast. So why did you leave the guild? Well, how long have you got? Let me start the story about 2 years ago. So there I am. And it goes on from there. It goes on from there. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. It's the full beans. We're getting the full fucking story. All right. I told her about my condition. And she told me all about how she lived in the Philippines with 4 generations of family under the one roof. And the flimsy excuse for internet she had was her only escape. And she had to look at a CRT monitor every day. It was a sad story, but a pretty common one over there. That's when it hit me. Now, the next bit, and like, I've got to be honest, me and Andy had a bit of discussion about this before the story, is because I have to voice farewell now, and part of me wants to go quite far with it. But I'm going to tell you that I thought about it, and I'm not going to do it, because there is no way it does not come across as utterly racist in all ways. I'm going to make the sensible decision and not do it moving forward. And that's when it hit me. Hey, I've known this girl for going on 7 years. Either she's pretty normal or she's playing a hell of a long con. I'll casually see what she thinks about Australia. I'm not being a pussy. It's going to come out so badly. It's so badly. So one raid. After farewell had a token disconnect, I messaged her. Me. All right, Kat. We've got to get you some good internet. How do you feel about being imported to a good country? For real, I'd travel in a suitcase if it'd get me out there. Ha! Doesn't work like that. Pretty sure you'd be deported again unless you're married to a citizen. You offering? Ha! Can't do a normal wife and life, can't. May as well do a good deed and get you out here. Now, our man would also like to stress here the importance of do not do this with his capital letter don't. Okay? He wants to stress to everybody who may end up thinking that this might be a good idea is to not do it. Thank you. Don't do it. Let's continue on then, because our man, as we all know on Drama Time, is gonna do it. We half joked for a while, then talked seriously. But really, about the logistics of it. During my downtime at work, I did some light reading through the pages of legal documentation, paperwork of the sorts, things with lines on it, about how to import someone into the country, many long words, many letters, sometimes with numbers. I read lots of first-hand accounts of the process. You generally have to provide proof of knowing and loving each other, proof of meeting, proof of visits, plus the hosting partner, myself, has to show they can financially support both partners if one doesn't have a satisfactory skill set. She does not. It's a CRT monitor situation. The entire process will take 18 months on average. And that is if you've already known each other for more than that time. Loophole, though. Loophole, Skamaz. If you can get someone onto Aussie soil, marry them as soon as their feet touch the ground, put through the paperwork, then lodge an onshore spouse visa, once you can prove that you are legally, then they can stay. In fact, they have to stay for 18 months while their citizenship is processed. They can't leave and can't be deported. And provided they remain married, they're entitled to healthcare and unemployment. Bastard. Like I said, my story gets dicey, Mikey. It's stories like this why countries are so brutal on immigration. Beyond immigration law, though, I sought counsel about marriage law. This was a huge risk for both of us, so I wanted to remove as much blind trust as possible. I explained the plan to the lawyer. He said, technically, it is legal. Technically. He put together a prenup protecting all my belongings and finances. In exchange, it was pre-signed by me to allow her to end the arrangement at the drop of a hat. It also gave access to a small emergency fund upon termination that she could claim, again, without my permission. The basic idea being if she turned up and I suddenly started beating the shit out of her, she could leave if she wanted to. Call the lawyer, void the marriage, book a room and go home. Good plan. 10 out of 10, right? 10 out of 10. Are we good? Are we good? Good. Excellent. So we figured it all out. No, nobody did that. Nobody's gonna do that. Don't get awkward. Don't lose me now. Stay with me. It's just preparation. So we figured it all out. Then we did it. Rather easily, to be honest. Farewell took a holiday with her reasonably successful uncle. I talked to the family and they were aware of what was going down. She landed, we met up. Uncle gave me a don't you hurt her murder look. We went to meet a guy, signed some paper, handed it in, went home. We were married. It was bizarre. There was no romance, no love, just two people casually committing life to each other for legal purposes. When we got home, though, she walked around my apartment and nodded approvingly. Sagely, one might say. Yes. She sat down at the PC I had set up for her. Squealed at seeing a 1080p monitor. And then just minutes later started complaining about having to do her UI again. Married life, man. Straight to married life. A flurry to fucking the country. A marriage. A PC. You're moaning about your fucking UI? What? What? Oh my god, man. Oh. She eventually set it up and we played WoW for the rest of the day. Like I said, it was not a romantic relationship. I provided, she stayed at home, she kept the house clean and made me dinner. We had to share a bed, but neither of us wanted sex. Dude, what? Not even just to pass some time or help get to sleep? How did you get to sleep with a boner? Because, you know, there's still a girl in your bed. Bummer. It was a perfectly typical marriage. No, it's not. Get a beach at least. I like the way you think, chat. My chat is the best. At least get a beach like a man. Jesus Christ. Within a few days, she had started raiding with me again, drastically improving with her newfound 2-digit latency and triple-digit frame rate. All the things I can do now. A couple of weeks later, we got our marriage license and immediately lodged her visa. Hate to remind the chat again, but this is the part of the story where you stop if you want a happy ending. Your choice, chat. Your choice.
If you wish to continue, turn to page 10, mate.
Yes. If you would like a happy ending, we stop now. If you want the truth of the world... if you want the truth of the world, we continue. Fuck it, ruin the story. Well, here we go then. Here we go then. We're going down with the ship. I like that. If we're going down, we're all going down. Here's the thing about the Filipina girls, right? That you might not know. The country as a whole has very strong Christian values. Women with strong Christian values are generally submissive, but compensate that with a fiery temper. And my girl compensated hard. Yes, she did. I said she started raiding with me. I'm in a pretty decent guild. Not cutting edge, but still capable of doing, you know, some mythic, second, third on the realm. We got this raid leader. He's called Cornelius. I really respect Cornelius. He runs things smoothly, makes the hard decisions. If Cornelius sees a mistake, he informs the entire raid about how not to make that mistake. If he sees the same mistake by, let's say, the same person, then Cornelius can get a little angry. Because he's already dealt with that problem, right? He's fixed this issue. Yet you're selling him It's not fixed. They came to a problem. There's a meme of montages of guilds wiping over and over and over again to meteor mechanics. Not because people didn't soak, but because people look like they're gonna soak. Then move out of their soak before the meteor lands. Yeah. But because people look like they're going to soak, it creates a lot of issues, doesn't it? Can we name the boss? Our guild struggled with this. In particular, Farewell struggled. I watched her make this mistake over and over again. It wasn't just that the animation is deceiving. She was so used to high ping that by habit she moved out of all kinds of mechanics early. That is genuinely the best excuse I have ever heard. That is amazing. Yeah, this story's from like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. This is fucking amazing. Oh my god. That's so good. That's so good. It's the best thing. She's so used to avoiding mechanics to be efficient that she moves early. She couldn't stop herself. It was second nature since the day she had picked up World of Warcraft. Cornelius was losing his goddamn mind. He tried saying, don't move out of the meteors until they hit in so many different ways, and people just kept making the mistake over and over again. On one otherwise perfect attempt, late into the night, Farewell very clearly moved early and wiped us. Cornelius lost his fucking mind. Cornelius screamed at her. She immediately G-quit the guild in the middle of the rant, closed WoW and walked out of the room. Now I faced the hardest decision a raider can ever face. I'm still raiding. Do I go and check if she's okay? Or, I mean, I'm still raiding. Now, I reasoned with myself in my head that she wasn't my girlfriend or my lover or romantic partner in any way. She was my wife, technically, but not in like a she's my wife way, more in like a piece of paper says she's my wife way. So when I weighed it all up, I decided to finish the raid. She was furious at being singled out. I made it worse by using guy logic on her. While she was screaming at being called out in front of everybody, I suggested that maybe she wasn't actually mad at that. Maybe she was actually mad at herself for making the mistake over and over. And then I tried to tell her that it's okay and that mistake is nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, it's not an approach. I might think it, right? I might have that in my head, in my brain box. That might be in there. And it might even be true. We ain't going to say that ever. Like, ever. Not even once, man, are you going to say that. I mean, there's just no payoff. there's no way that ends well for anybody. After she continued to scream, we eventually went to bed. When I woke up in the morning, it was because the phone was ringing, and it was our lawyer. And Farewell had signed the divorce, taken the emergency fund, and sure enough, I looked around the apartment, and every trace of Farewell was gone. This was just shy of a week ago. I haven't heard from her since. So Preacher, she just fucking, out. I'm fucking done. She's out of there, man. So, Preacher, if you got any lady fans or relatively pretty dudes looking to immigrate, I've got all this stuff for a second person. Smiley face. As ever, thank you for reading and keeping me laughing through everything. Every grin you bring makes a difference that you can, makes more of a difference than you can imagine. Well, I gotta tell you, we debated whether we were gonna tell it. Andy said, "You're not gonna read that, are you?" Was his take on it. But I think it was worthwhile. Can we give a big love out to our man and wish him all the best on that? But at least now we know what can happen, right? At least we know what can happen. Big love to our man. Absolutely adorable. Fucking great tale. And just a life. You've had some life experiences that most of us will never have. Take that. Take that. Best wishes to you. Best witches to you. I like it, Eurogoth. Best witches. Ladies and gents, that brings us to the end of today's drama time. Why was that a sad ending? Because his wife divorced him. There was some love of companionship there. That was the plan, some companionship. I am out. I will be back tomorrow, though, with Handsome about 8 o'clock. And we'll be doing drama time. Emma will be with you in about 3 hours, 3.5? Half eight. 3.5 hours from now. Team Wifey will be here. Did you listen to the story about the Filipino wife?
Yeah.
What do you think?
She got nits.
I've not got it.
Oh, do you mean the Filipino or Emma?
Both.
Oh, both. We'll be back tomorrow. See you later, guys. Remember, there'll be no drama time next week because it's PreachCon, right? It's PreachCon next week. So, yeah, I'm not doing drama time. But watch the PreachCon show.
I've got a giveaway on my stream tonight.
Wow. It's
What?
like so... I mean, you're ticking all the boxes, aren't you? What are you
What?
giving away? Is it pictures via Patreon?
No, but that's an idea.
Yeah, but your
I'm gonna
pictures
set
will be
up-
the kids'
I'm
ones.
going to set up my own Patreon and try and beat you. Can I do that?
You can get fired for doing that. Like, for being, what, directly trying to compete with the company you work for? Yeah, you can. It's pretty easy to sack people for that, actually.
I've got a giveaway on my show later.
What are you giving away?
I can't tell you.
If it's mine, you're not giving it away.
Piggle.
Yeah, okay.
We've
No.
got a piggle giveaway on my show.
Bye, everybody. See you later, guys.